So now we'll be seeing the lab demonstration of VDC on Nexus 7000 switch. We have a Nexus 7000 switch over here. It's running 6.0.3 version software. It's a 10-slot chassis. If you do a show module, you'll be able to see what all modules are present on the chassis. So we have two F1 modules, and we have two M1 series modules. We have a SOUP1 card, and obviously the fabric modules, which are present, right? We have already some VDCs running. We have 3 VDCs, and I was doing some other presentation. So if you do a show VDC membership, you'll be seeing that there are a lot of interfaces which are part of VDC 0 because they have not been allocated, as we have deleted the VDCs, the rest of the VDC, right? So these are non-allocated or unallocated interfaces. If you see all the rest of the VDCs, you'll notice that there are interfaces which are already part of VDC 1, 2, and 3. What we can try to do is we can create, we have VDC 1, a VDC ID 2, VDC ID 3. So what we can do is we can create a VDC ID 4 and allocate a few of these interfaces. Now remember, slot 7 and slot 8 are F1 modules, right? Sorry, M1 modules, and slot 1 and 2 are F1 modules. So we'll be getting a chance to look at the resource limitation that we can set on the VDC, okay? So we go to config mode, we say VDC, VGT to 4, ID. It is all by default going to take the ID 4, but you can specify as well. You also have an option to set the type that I was saying, right? So you can make this VDC as a storage VDC, but we don't need this at that point. So what we can do is we can create a VDC named CGT DC2 N7K4 with ID 4, right? So it's going to take a moment to create the VDC. Okay, so the VDC is created, right? When we can see that VDC is active. And if you also notice, the switch has allocated a different MAC address for that VDC, right? If you notice, all the 4 VDCs have a different MAC address. And by default, it is supporting all the line card types on the chassis, right? We can limit that as well. So what we can do is limit resource, module type, F1. You can see an option, what all options you have. But if you see here, we can limit it to F1, just F1. So just do that, right? Yes. Now, show run VDC. There's some default configuration that automatically gets attached to it because we have globally enabled fabric path feature. So it says that allow features at fabric path, and it's applicable to all the VDCs. You need to enable that fabric path feature under that VDC to get the fabric path feature set enabled, but otherwise it is allowed on all the VDCs, right? You can disable that as well. You have that capability to do that from the default VDC or the main admin VDC, right? So now we notice that show VDC membership. We have a lot of interfaces which are part of VDC 0, that is an unallocated space. Now, we have set the module type to F1, and these are M1 modules. Let's try to see if we can allocate it. We won't be able to, but still, let's try to do it, right? Allocate interface, Ethernet, 7/25 to 32. error. One or more interfaces are from a module of type not supported by this VDC, right? Since we have limited the source type of the module on the VDC, we won't be able to allocate any other different type of interfaces. We can try to set the same thing for module 1. So if you do, rather than this, we can do this. Yes. Right, so module 1, Ethernet 1/25 to 32 was now part of VDC ID 0, and now it is part of VDC ID 4. So if you do show VDC membership, you'll be able to see it's now allocated, right? You can also do show VDC CGT 4. With this detail output, you can see the same piece of information that I was showing in the presentation. The HA policy is by default set to start. For the dual soup, it's set to switch over. The line card support is F1. We can change it back to the default one. So what you can do is no module, no limit resource, module type, and that's it. Yes. Right? So if you issue the same command again, now it's set to default. Will allow all the module types supported on the chassis, right? And now if we try to allocate interface A7/25 to 32 you'll be able to do that. Right? So we are able to see that both module 1 and module 7, which is the F1 and the M1 module interfaces, are now present in the VDC4, right? Since in a data center environment, you might have to use repetitive features within different VDCs or repetitive resource types within VDCs, you have an option to create a VDC resource template. Now, what this does is you can have a set of features which are common in multiple VDCs. Like in BGP, you have a peer group configuration, right? Similarly, over here, you have VDC resource template. So you can create a template and then assign a template to that VDC. And you don't have to do the same piece of configuration again and again. So I'll show you how to do that. VDC resource template, say test, right? And we say limit resource, say VLAN. We can create minimum number of VLAN to 8 and maximum number of VLAN to 16. Minimum 16, maximum 32, right? Limit resource, VRF, minimum. You have minimum starting from 2, so let's take it from 8 to max of 16. And we can also limit the number of port channels. So we can have minimum of 0 port channel and the maximum of, you can say, 8, right? So what you can do now is you can go to VDC CGT 4 and do a template test. Now let's look at the configuration. Show run VDC. Yeah, let's look at it. Right, so this automatically got applied over here. If you compare with the other VDC configuration, you'll be able to notice that this configuration is different, right? So we can set different information. We can also set the HA policy of the VDCs, CGT, VD4. So it says as HA policy. So with single soup, what you wanted to do, it's say bring down the VDC. And if you have a dual soup, you want to switch over the VDC, right? Yeah, you can do that. So it totally depends on what kind of HA policy you want to define for your data center environment. Okay, so is that simple? Now let's see, we can try to delete the VDC4 and what happens. So no VDC, CCIE DC2 and 7K4. Yes. Show VDC membership. So if you see, all those interfaces that we allocated to module or to VDC4 are back to VDC ID 0. That is the unallocated interface space, right? So I think you got a fair idea on how to do VDC configuration and how VDC works. Any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then I'm going to stop the presentation. Let me know.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, it was very clear. Thanks a lot.